Hello, and welcome to CIS103 Introduction to Social Media. My name is Sarah Beakley-Mercill, and I will be your instructor for this course. This video is a short overview of my Canvas course and key areas that I like to highlight for my students. If you've taken courses with me in the past, some of this will be very familiar. And if you're new, welcome. I'm super excited that you're here. When you first log into Canvas, this is called the home page, and this is where you will land. This is where you're going to spend the majority of your time in my class. I want to point out some key areas of the home page. First of all, the navigation menu over here on the left. You will see we have a set navigation menu for all classes at Scottsdale Community College. Home, announcements, syllabus, modules, grades, and a link directly to the SCC library. The links over here in the blue bar are the larger links that incorporate the entire Canvas learning management system. So it encompasses the inbox, which is the internal messaging tool of Canvas. I do like to use this with my students, so if you have a little number here, that's letting you know that that's how many unread messages you have in your inbox. Hopefully you don't have a number or the number is super low. When you see the number pop up over the course of this class, always click on it because I do like to send messages to my students. The dashboard link will take you to the main dashboard of Canvas. The account link will let you set preferences for your profile. And this calendar link is really nifty because it lets you see all due dates for every Canvas course that you're currently enrolled in. Moving up here to the top of the home page, in my class, I also use announcements. I use announcements through all my courses because I do like to communicate with my students. And you will see the 3 most current announcements always posted at the top of this page. Over here on the right, you're going to see links to upcoming due dates. So this is really a great way for you to see what's coming due in the week and help you plan what you need to work on. You can click on these links, you can read announcements, you can take quizzes, you can complete assignments. Just be aware that the information here is listed by due date, but then it's also listed alphabetically. So it's not always listed in the order that I want you to complete the work. So where do you find the work to complete in the order? That will be in this center part here. Each of these gray bars is called a module, and we as teachers, we can name these modules however we like. Inside every Canvas course at Scottsdale Community College, there will always be these first 2 modules called Welcome and First Steps. And then all the other modules contain the content for the course. In talking about the Welcome module, let's go ahead and expand that. When you enter my course, you're going to go ahead and expand a module. You can just click the little word or the arrow to expand it or collapse it. You can do that individually. Also, when you enter your course, if you find that modules a bunch of them are already open, which does tend to happen, to prevent a lot of the scrolling, go ahead and click this collapse all button, or likewise expand all if you want to expand everything. By keeping it collapsed makes it a lot easier to navigate and see what you are working on in the class. In the Welcome module, you're going to go ahead and click on the first link or first page. I have my course built in a linear fashion, so every module when you enter, you'll click the first link, and then you will see the information on the page. You will scroll through the bottom. You'll see pages consist of different links and videos and all kinds of information. And then you get to the bottom and you can click Next, and that takes you to the next page in the course. On this page, the instructor page, you will see this is where I have access to my what are called online live learning hours for the summer. They're kind of like office hours and tutoring hours all combined in one. During this summer session, my first OLL, online live learning, will be on Thursday from 2:30 to 4:30, and for the following weeks, they will be on Mondays from 9:30 to 11:30. In these online live learning sessions, I will demonstrate how to complete different assignments, talk about upcoming or current topics in social media, and give everyone in the class a safe space to talk about social media. No worries if you can't attend these sessions. They are not required, and I will record them so that you can watch the material later. I do expect students to scan through it or watch it, especially if they need help with any difficult topics or assignments for the upcoming week. To get back to the main homepage, we can just go ahead and click on Home over here on the left in the navigation menu. And so you want to go ahead and click on each one of these links and proceed through the content in a linear fashion. The First Steps module contains links and resources to student support, academic support, tutorials on how to use Canvas, and a lot of different services, veterans, disability, the food pantry, any of those resources that are available to you, we make those available inside every Canvas course that we teach. All right, going along, you will see here all the modules for the course. Because this is an accelerated class, you will see that we cover more than one module in a week. So looking down here to week 2, you'll see that I'm covering module 2 and module 3. Modules or units, however your teachers like to describe them, I do call them modules. And so you'll see there's a lot of content that we cover. When I expand a module, you can see there's a lot of different links inside of here. So I definitely want you to click on each one and work your way through. Course documents are important because that has all of the reading and lesson material. You will also see that there is an e-text that is free, made available free to you through our library. And so I've placed those inside each of the modules as well. Each of these chapters are very short and easily consumable. Don't think that there's a ton of reading, but the book does provide the business lens to using social media, or how you would use social media in your business. So it's especially important for those of you who are looking to apply this to your real businesses. I'm going to go ahead and click on home to go back to the beginning. I'm going to collapse this module, and then a few other things just to point out. Over here on the left, you can always read all the announcements I have in the course. Right now, there's only a few, and I'm recording this video before the class officially starts. So you will see more announcements appear as we progress through the course. There is a link to the syllabus in my course, and you can go ahead and click on that here. And there we go. I don't have the files linked just yet. You'll see those appear right here, but you can see all the due dates for the course. This is really nice. This lets you see everything that's due. You can see all my due dates are on Wednesdays and Sundays, and this gives you an opportunity to plan your life each week. I encourage you to not wait until a due date to complete the work. And some assignments do have an expectation that you're working on them over a couple of days. Modules is the same as home. The only difference is on the modules page, you don't get that announcements on the top and the to-do list on the right. The grades link will take you to the gradebook. You are your own arbiter of your grade, so I do expect students to be looking at that. I do grade your work. I do grade it very quick. I do turn that around. Sometimes if a student totally misses the mark on an assignment, I might give you the opportunity to redo it or resubmit it. So definitely be looking at your grades and looking for feedback or comments that I provided for you. In scrolling down and looking at assignments, one other thing I want to point out, I'll just go ahead and open up week 2. I'll pick an assignment here. Let's see, I'll pick this LinkedIn assignment coming up in a couple of weeks. So when you click on an assignment, make sure that you read all of the instructions. There are certain links that you need to pay attention to. You'll see here all the instructions. I tell you how to turn in an assignment, and then there will be a grading rubric for every assignment that I grade. So be sure to look at this rubric and follow it, because this is how you're going to earn the maximum amount of points. So hopefully everybody will just be looking on this left side because you want to get the most points possible. So be sure to look at those rubrics before you turn in an assignment. Clicking on home to go back to the main. All right, what else? All right, I think that's about everything I wanted to cover in this short video. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can send me a message to the inbox. You can also send me an email directly. I provided my direct email address in the syllabus. I am excited for you to be here. I'm excited to learn. Well, I'm not going to learn, but you're going to learn. But I always learn along the way, social media along with you over the next 5 weeks. And again, don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions, and welcome.